Hey copper nerds, I know we're usually talking about large cents, which are the largest US copper coin that circulated, but over in Britain, you've seen my Druid 1 penny, which incidentally is the same size as a British 1 penny, which is half the size of a British 2 penny, 2 pence, and I thought we'd just take a look at some big copper. Let's get into it. There's just no doubt about it. Over in the UK, while we were making our large cents, that would have been a halfpenny size, much less a penny size, much less the 2 penny, 2 pence. And I really do like those big old British cartwheels. I've got several of them. I've gifted some to my sons. And then I have one rather nice example myself, which is right there. This one's got some nice luster to it. You can see it there. I don't have any natural light. It's late in the evening. But this does have luster. It's got some red in the protected areas. And I love this big, massive piece of British copper. I don't have a whole lot to talk about, but I will note that the Soho Mint is who struck the, and there was a halfpenny, penny, and 2 penny, but they also struck the Druids. So let me put this US thing back up there. These were all Soho Mint, struck back in the 1700s, and I just think they're super neat. I can't really envision carrying these around as pocket change, but I would imagine that did happen from time to time. This one I think was probably, its hold and was painted gold with a lot of that gold removed, and the hole was filled. You can see it right there. I wonder what this was used for. I can envision it having been holed and painted gold and used as like a gold medal or something as a prop. I don't know what the history of this one is, but I thought it was neat. Again, you can see the hole right above Britannia's head there, and then underneath George's bust. Better open this one up too. There it is. So not a whole lot to report other than just pointing out that U.S. large cents are just puny in comparison to the copper that was circulating over in England back in the late 1700s and early 1800s. They're just neat and fairly affordable. I mean, you can get, this was like a $500 example, but these were like 40 or 50 bucks. You can get a low-grade Druid for 20 bucks. Just neat, giant pieces of copper that I think are fun to have in my collection. I don't know a whole heck of a lot about them. I just enjoy the heft, and I like Britannia. In fact, let me just flip all these over. The Britannia is a very nice-looking depiction of what is essentially the UK's version of Our Lady Liberty. Better get the little one flipped over as well. I don't have much more to say other than just expanding some horizons. And if you are not familiar with some of the big old copper that came out of Great Britain, look into it perhaps. They're fun little side pieces to collect. My focus is on large cents and on 1794 large cents, but as someone who just enjoys copper and the uniqueness of copper and how it changes from being red to brown and everything in between and various shades of browns, and sometimes we get greens and all kinds of different colors that copper will turn into depending on the environment that it was stored in or the impurities in that particular piece of copper that was struck into coinage. There's just a lot of variation. I love early copper, particularly US copper, but Great Britain has some really neat stuff happening over there as well. So that's it. I just thought I'd pull out my cartwheels, show them off a little bit relative to the size of the US coinage that was similar. And again, I can't overstate how much I enjoy these Druid pennies that were also struck at the Soho Mint, but for the Peruse Mining Company, which again, they actually used these tokens to pay the mining workers in the copper that they themselves mined. Pretty neat stuff. But that's all I got for this one. Very short, but just showing off some big copper. Hit me up in the comments and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.